YouTube? What is up? Welcome to the Radar for Rasslin Studios.
What up, Hawks?
NXT on Tuesday, the first NXT on Tuesday since it's moving to its new night. Post WrestleMania, post NXT Takeover Stand Deliver. Literally the first episode on a Tuesday for NXT. We had a new debuting superstar, a new champion, a resignation, a love story, a
lot of things.
Yeah, we had NXT showing their superiority when it comes to women's wrestling and how they've dominated now the main roster and WrestleMania as a whole. So we have like it's a kind of a jack of all trades type of show. So there's a couple good things, a couple bad things. We'll get into it. We have one takeaway, and that's pretty much it. It's an interesting episode of NXT. It's not the best episode. It's not the worst episode. It's kind of like it's not a bad episode. It's okay. Yeah, it was alright. So let's get into it. Before we do it, I might you guys drop a like and a comment. The like helps out a lot, so make sure you drop a like on this video. Comment down below what you guys thought of this NXT, the first NXT on Tuesday. What did you think of the big debuting superstar, the title change, all that stuff. Let us know in the comment section what you guys thought. Remember to subscribe. Now subscribe, notification bell. You guys learn when new videos drop. Let's get right into it. NXT started off with your new NXT champion, Karrion Kross, coming out with Scarlett, the whole hoopla and everything. He cuts a promo. It's a long promo. It's a weird one because you feel like it's completely scripted, and he's basically just like giving props to other people in the back, like the roster. But then he goes back into his normal character and say like, "Okay, I'm gonna give all these guys props, but they're all gonna get destroyed by me. I'm not giving them the title," type of thing. It's a weird promo. It wasn't good. I don't think they should allow him to be more free with
Natural.
it.
Yeah.
No matter where the time is told, in the end, everybody pays the toll.
Yeah, free with it and not be so like, you know.
It was overly scripted. I mean, they've let Scarlett do most of the talking for the most part for his run, but like this is where he was like the champ and he was talking, and it just felt so awkward and like not comfortable. It felt fake as all hell. So hopefully they just let him kind of more of Karrion Kross and not the writers trying to write for Karrion Kross kind of deal. That's basically what it was. It was not a great start to his championship run. It was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, now the problem is, like we said, and the Karrion Kross is a main roster guy because he's more of the character. He's a solid in-ring worker, all that stuff like that. Performer is legit. He can cut promos. As long as they don't script him heavily, I think he could be all right in NXT. But I just think he's such a cut for the main roster that we'll see what happens going forward with this. But it wasn't a good promo to start off the run. Yeah.
No.
Next thing on the show, we had the NXT Tag Team Championships, MSK versus Killian Dain and Drake Maverick. Remember, Killian Dain and Drake Maverick beat our boys Breezango, unfortunately, on the pre-show of, NXT TakeOver Stand Deliver. So a solid match, back and forth. MSK get the win here. And then you have Imperium attacking Killian Dain afterwards. So Imperium's still around. We'll see if Walter is still in the mix and see what he does. Now, there was a Ciampa Timothy Thatcher promo, and they're coming after those tag team championships, so they're going to come after Imperium as well. But then their main goal is to get to MSK and get those tag team titles off of them. Yeah. So I mean, I thought it was a good match, good tag team match.
Yeah, solid. I mean, simple. Just trying to get MSK over and get that run as tag team champions off to a good start, and they did that for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, next thing on the show, they showed the Adam Cole Kyle O'Reilly match, the highlights, and they showed them like exclusive footage after. Both were taken to the hospital or medical facility. I'm sorry.
Yes, medical facility. Come on.
They were taken to a medical facility, and then you see them both going side by side down the hallway on stretchers, and Adam Cole was just cursing up a storm at Kyle O'Reilly.
You're dead. You're dead. I'm gonna finish you. Oh God. You are finished.
Calling him names. And he's not over with it. It's not over with him. So we'll see what happens. But keeping in the same vein as Undisputed Era, no Bobby Fish still MIA. He's getting the Sean Spears treatment. Now, here comes Roderick Strong with his wife. They show up, and he hands his resignation to William Regal, saying he's done. William Regal says you're a tremendous performer, a lot of respect. Even with the stuff that happened with the Undisputed Era, he's still welcome back NXT anytime. So we'll see how the storyline plays out. I mean, honestly, I don't really know what's going to happen with it, but we'll see what happens with it in the end.
It's a bit strange. I don't know if they need to go that direction. I'm still missing Bobby Fish. Like it doesn't feel normal without Undisputed Era. You have they're not even bringing him up. It's like it's very strange. But the whole Roger Shark thing, I don't know. I don't know if I love. I'm resignating. Like maybe it'll be in the main roster. It makes no sense. But I don't know. It didn't flow that well.
It didn't. Next thing on the show was Mercedes Martinez. She attacks Robert Stone in the back and then chokes Aaliyah because she's owed money. who cares? Jessica Kamea comes in and kind of breaks that up, and then she challenges Mercedes Martinez to a match. The match is what it is. Martinez gets the win, but she calls out NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez in the process. Then gets in Zoe Stark's face later on in a promo, so they'll probably go at each other next week or something like that. But, you know, Martinez seems to be like the next person in line to take on Gonzalez for a championship match, which could be pretty solid. I mean, they're both, bigger women, so it might be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most logical next step. There's not really anyone else. Maybe a Toni Storm, something like that. But Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart tag team champs, so they're going to be put in that direction. There's really anybody else, so it just makes sense for Mercedes to be the next logical opponent.
Definitely does. Next thing on the show is an interesting one. NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Santos Escobar comes out obviously after his big win at NXT TakeOver Stand Deliver Night 1. He comes out and Night 2. I'm sorry. He comes out and then he says he has an open challenge. He gets answered. It's answered by Kushida. Now Kushida looking a little different. He's not wearing the jeans. He's wearing like a regular trunks.
More Back to the Future look.
Yeah, exactly. So they have a tremendous match. These two guys, tremendous. Now I enjoyed this because twofold, because the match was so good and it continues to hype up that Cruiserweight Championship. Even Escobar said in his promo that he's the guy who kind of brought the title back from obscurity, and it means something now. He was the right guy to have it on.
I don't know if back. I mean, I think he just brought it from obscurity.
I'm sorry, not back. Yeah, it was never there to begin with.
It was never there. Yeah.
It's not like the junior heavyweight championship or anything like that. Or even the WCW Cruiserweight Championship.
No.
But in the end, they have a tremendous match, and Kushida gets the win. Now, it's technically not like a flip flop of the title because Escobar was champion going into that ladder match to begin with. So he held her for a while. Now he drops it to Kushida in a surprise finish.
Cinches in.
Which still protects Escobar. You can go with a long feud with this, but it gives that title a nice spotlight, and it's being well booked, I think, personally, in terms of how they're booking it to make it look like a prominent title on the show and have it mean something.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, especially when you become like the Undisputed after you know, it was like there was two champions, and like, I mean, Santos Escobar was put as like he's the main Cruiserweight champion, like he's Undisputed champion, and then for the following event, 2 days later, or whatever, half a week later, it comes out and he drops the belt. So it actually makes it that more important. We're like, wow, this was a big thing, and they made him look like he was like the main guy, and he was gonna have a big run, and he's had a big run. This is his first time as Undisputed Cruiserweight champion, and to drop it to Kushida so quickly after becoming the Undisputed Cruiserweight champion, it's a big deal, which adds to the title. But oh my God, this is something big, and you know what? Kushida deserves to be in this spot. So that a great match. I'm interested to see this feud keep going. I mean, who knew the Cruiserweight Championship would be so interesting? You know, one of the more interesting things going into NXT. Like, let's be honest. Like, even when Santos Escobar first won it, we were like, who gives a crap? Right? Because it's a Cruiserweight. It's a 305 belt, but or whatever the hell that show is called. 205, whatever. Yeah, 205. So whatever. It's amazing that we're talking about it, and it was the biggest, you know, shocker of the night, basically. It was a huge moment for the Cruiserweight Championship.
It definitely was. And Escobar was kind of running thin on challengers to begin with, right? Because the division's not that deep. It's just pretty much Devlin and now Kushida, because Isaiah Scott's kind of like grown out of the division, I guess. But yeah, now this kind of changes things up. You have Devlin talking to Kushida after the match as well. So it's like three guys there you could interchange the title with and play it around with. But I think it was good stuff. It was a good surprise for a show that's like the first show on Tuesday nights. I thought it was a solid, good thing to happen. Next thing on the show.
Really solid.
Yeah, next thing on the show was Raquel Gonzalez comes out, you know, she's having her celebration, and she's interrupted by the new debuting superstar Frankie Monet, formerly known as Taya Valkyrie, all over everywhere else. La Abuela Loca.
John Morrison's wife.
Yeah, John Morrison's wife, La Abuela Loca. She's there. She comes out.
I am La Abuela Loca. I am Frankie.
She's there. She comes out and she stakes her claim as that she's there for the women's division, the best women's division in the world, which I don't think there's any argument, or you can't make too much of an argument. It's
not even Japan. I'm sorry, but this is the best women's division in the world. Not close.
Like after this, you would have the vignette for Sarai, who's showing up next week. So there's another big name coming into the company. So the women's division is like deep. It's being reset, reshuffled, but it's still deep. So Frankie Monet is a new person here. She calls out Raquel Gonzalez, and we're gonna see what Taya Valkyrie is gonna do in WWE. I don't really like the name. I think they should just went with Taya, but whatever. They're going with this. She's still using La Abuela Loca, so I mean, we could see some fun stuff coming from her. The dog, she was with the dog, so we could see what happens with that. But then the interesting that happens is that you have Rhea Ripley come out. She surprises. Rhea Ripley's there, the Raw Women's Champion. She comes out, gets in the ring, goes face to face with one of her biggest rival, Raquel Gonzalez, and they're cool. Hug it out. Break kayfabe basically, and just hug it out because they're both NXT women. Now they're champions. Then surprise, Bianca Belair shows up. She comes out, new SmackDown Women's Champion. All three in the ring. Let's take away number one. You see all three of them holding the titles. NXT Women's Division is holding it down on the main roster and on NXT. By far, the best thing going in terms of women's wrestling is NXT. The women from NXT coming up to the main roster doing their thing. Hopefully, they're all booked properly. I have no worries about Raquel Gonzalez being booked properly. More about
other girls.
The other girls we run into a problem on the main roster. So it was a solid thing. It was a big statement by NXT. You know, Triple H is like, he wanted this to go down. Like, I need all of them here because they're all NXT girls. Let's get them here. They're running the show, and that's good stuff. I mean, it is good stuff.
I mean, that shows like the program that they have in the NXT Women's Division and NXT as a whole. They're like think about it, if you're a big college football fan or you watch sports, you want to build a champion that can thoroughly continue success. So you have prospects and you have your main guys, and the main guys go to the NFL or they retire, but you have prospects coming up, and this is what they do in NXT. And this is exactly what they show. They show like the evolution of NXT. These are the top girls that went up into the main roster and became champs at WrestleMania, and then we have our new, batch of talent that's going to do the same thing in a few years. And that's how you continue to build a championship program. And that's what they do in NXT. And Triple H, bow down to Triple H and the rest of them, because they have built the best women's division. And to a point, if the women's division is outshining the men's division at some points, even on the main roster, like that's how good that group of women are and that group of talent are. So kudos to everybody at NXT. They do an amazing job, and everybody else needs to wake up, because like there's a lot of talent in the women's division, and AEW looking at you, you're wasting a bunch of talent like daily. Every Wednesday you're wasting talent on the women's division, where NXT is just thriving and thriving now on Tuesday. So we'll see how this works.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. And I mean, it shows how they're head and shoulders above like AEW in that aspect of women's wrestling. But
it's not even close.
You're only as good as the depth that you have, and they have tremendous depth in the division. So it's really showcased how the division never really drops that much because of the amount of depth they have constantly coming in. So it's really smart by them. All right, next thing the show was Leon Ruff versus Isaiah Scott. Supposed to be the ending of this feud. It's not. Isaiah Scott gets the win here, but afterwards Ruff attacks him, and you see a little bit of a mean streak from Leon Ruff, something we haven't seen. He beats down Scott in the backstage. So it was solid to have him have a little bit of a mean streak, because he's been taken kind of as a joke. If you want to keep him around, you gotta evolve it just a little bit, make him a little bit more serious here and there. So I thought it was smart by them, but we'll see that continue.
100%. Good little booking spot. Interesting little spot in the middle of the show.
Yeah. Next thing on the show was this big 8-person intergender match. It was Lumis, Reed, Ember Moon, Shotzi, the tag team champions, taking on The Way. The Hell Team comprised of that. It was an interesting one because you had. I enjoyed Austin Theory in this match. He took a lot of funny bumps. He's playing up that whole character that he's playing. So his bumps in this match were entertaining. He was kind of overselling everything. Yeah. And they had this interesting stuff from Indi Hartwell, who's in love with Dexter Lumis, and she actually threw Austin Theory out the ring and then pretended she was knocked out so Lumis would carry her to the back. And as she was going back, as Lumis was taking her, she takes like a wink to the camera. I thought it was funny, but the love. But the love blooming, I guess, with this this combination of Lumis and Indi Hartwell. In the end, everybody and their mother did a splash or a move on Austin Theory. He got his ass handed to him at the end of the match, and Bronson Reed pins him to get the win. But I thought it was a really fun main event, and it was kind of ridiculous, but it was fun. That's all it was. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it for the entertainingness of it. Yeah,
it was a fun surprise put together of a match. I wasn't expecting that the first from Stand Deliver. It was an awesome match. It was fun. It has good spots. Definitely, I think Bronson Reed and Gargano are going to go and have a feud after this for the North American Championship. I think that's going to be a deal. Austin Theory, I do like him in his little spot. I think there's more for him in the future. I think he's like a viable star going forward. Hopefully take away the jokiness of him. I mean, and get him a little more serious. I think he can be like not saying he's Kurt Angle, but like that same where he can be serious and be funny at the same time.
He could do that, yeah.
Yeah, I think he can do something like that because he has a look and he's definitely talented. But this interesting with the way that they're not that great of a team and not really that cohesive. So I'm not sure if that they're going to break them up going forward, or we'll see what they do with the way. I'm not sure it's working all that well, especially in this match. But Dexter Lumis, Indi Hartwell, the love story, he's here. This is a thing. So good for Dexter Lumis. He got a pretty girl. Good for him.
Yeah, shout out Dexter Lumis. We'll see how that goes. I mean, I find that kind of funny and interesting and entertaining. The whole Indy's in love with him, and Dexter Lumis is a fascinating character, to be honest with you. I like him a lot. But guys, that's NXT. That's NXT on Tuesday, the first NXT on Tuesday. It was a fun episode, a lot of different things that happened, a lot of stuff, which is kind of jack of all trades type of show. I'm pretty sure we covered everything. If we missed anything, let us know in the comment section below. But that was NXT. Let us know what you thought of the show in its entirety. What did you think about it? What you like about it? What you didn't like about it? If we missed something, let us know in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If it doesn't work for you, I'll do a job.
Later, box.